Hey, I'm Charles Hoffman from Black Ghost Audio, making a guest appearance on the SonicScoop YouTube channel. Today, we're taking a look at Relab Development's LX-480 plugin, now in its 4th version, which is modeled after the incredibly popular Lexicon 480L digital hardware reverb. Relab Development is sponsoring this video, so a big thank you to them. The LX-480 is the only emulation to capture the same dual engine design as the hardware. Using machine learning, the random nature of the original unit's algorithms and modulations have been recreated with sample-accurate precision as well. This plugin is faithful to the original hardware while also adding functionality that's important to modern producers. It's capable of both vintage reverb sounds and ultra-clean, high-definition effects. Extended features include algorithms similar to a vintage 224 and a modern 32-bit random hall HD algorithm not available anywhere else. I'll be walking you through this plugin's key features and then teaching you some essential reverb tricks that you can start using in your mixes, either to speed up your workflow, reduce the load on your computer's CPU, or simply create interesting effects. Getting up and running with the LX-480 is simple. You start by choosing an operation mode. The two main operating modes include Hardware Mode, HDW, and Advanced Mode, ADV. The mode selector switch allows you to toggle between each mode. Hardware mode provides a streamlined user interface that's similar to the original hardware unit. There are a total of 4 page buttons, and the main display is smaller than in advanced mode. Parameters not found on the hardware are hidden, making this the mode to use if you're looking for a classic 480 sound. Advanced mode provides additional graphic information on the main display and gives you access to pages with additional parameters. The LX-480 is the only emulation on the market that includes the same dual-engine routing capabilities of the original hardware. As a result, using the LX-480 feels like working with 2 plugins in one. You can chain 2 different effects together to create a unique sense of space. To view the current dual-engine configuration, click on the Setup button and then click on the Config tab. Swapping between each engine's settings is simple enough. Clicking the E1 button lets you change Engine 1 settings, while clicking the E2 button lets you change Engine 2 settings. By default, audio is routed through the currently selected engine instead of both of them. Changing the configuration mode will make use of both engines in various ways, as indicated by each graphic. There's Cascade mode, Mono Split mode, and Stereo Split mode. Each engine is capable of using a different algorithm, which can be changed through the primary display. In hardware mode, you can change the algorithm by clicking the algorithm's name on the engine that you want to modify. In advanced mode, the current engine's algorithm can be changed via the drop-down menu in the bottom left corner of the display. The LX-480 provides a total of 7 algorithms to choose from. There's Hall, Plate Room, Random Hall HD, Ambience, Twin Delays, and Panorama. Hall emulates a real medium-sized hall where the sound source is placed in the middle of the space, away from walls and nearby reflective surfaces. Plate Room is a single algorithm used to create a plate or room reverb sound. Plate reverbs tend to sound metallic with a quick buildup of reflections and high initial echo density. You can create a plate sound by reducing the level of the shape and spread sliders. Increasing the shape and spread sliders will result in a longer buildup of echoes and reduce the high frequency multiplier, producing an overall darker timbre. The Twin Delays algorithm is a multi-voice delay that lets you play with different delay times and feedback levels. It provides a 4-voice delay line with independently adjustable levels, feedback, and delay times for each voice. You can select from positive or negative feedback values, and feedback for delay 3 and 4 is crosspanned. This lets you create stereo delay effects that feel wide and balanced. By default, the delay times can be set to a millisecond value, but you can sync it to your session's tempo and use note values by going to the mapping page in the setup menu and activating the tempo sync for twin delays. Last but not least, we have the panorama algorithm, which acts as a stereo widener. It spreads the sound of the reverb or effect beyond the edges of your speakers. To achieve this, load a reverb or ambience algorithm into Engine 1 and then load the panorama algorithm into Engine 2. Make sure to use the cascade configuration to hear how this effect sounds. Random Hall is similar to the regular Hall algorithm, but with some additional features like modulation randomization. Another one of this algorithm's unique characteristics is its less metallic sounding and perceptually shorter reverb time. It tends to sound smooth and is best suited for large space emulations. The ambience algorithm is intended for blending recordings together that were tracked in different spaces. Unlike the Hall, Room, and Random Hall reverb algorithms that make your reverb sound like it's sitting behind a clear direct sound, the ambience algorithm will sound less separated and incredibly realistic. Each algorithm provides a set of pages to choose from, with some algorithms providing different sets of pages. In advanced mode, there are a maximum of 8 pages, while in hardware mode, there are a maximum of 4. Selecting a page brings up a unique set of parameters that you can control with the sliders. The parameters on the quick page are editable if you navigate to Setup Mapping. From here, you can customize the parameters that display below however you like. If you're looking at these sliders and thinking, I don't know what any of these labels are, don't worry. Clicking and holding on a slider's knob will disclose additional information, and if you want even more information, you can always refer to the Learning Center on Relab's website. I'm going to create 2 aux tracks in my DAW and apply an instance of the LX-480 to each of them. Now I can send varying amounts of signal to these reverb units by adjusting the corresponding send level on individual tracks. To create some separation in my mix, I'm going to set one reverb to hardware mode and the other to advanced mode. I can make plenty of small changes in advanced mode that will help separate the reverbs from each other. After that, I'm going to assign a short decay time to one reverb under 1 second and a longer reverb time to the other. There's no magic value here, just make sure the difference in decay time provides some contrast. I'll send everything in my mix to the short reverb to create a cohesive sense of space. And then elements that I want to push to the back of my mix will get sent to the long reverb. To clean things up a little bit more, you can use the LX-480's filter section. Try rolling off your low end around 500 Hz and your top end near 2500 Hz. I've been thinking, I've been in my head, I've been thinking, I've been in my head, I've been hurting over what you say. I've been thinking, I've been in my head, I've been hurting over what you say. Thought the lies were done and over now, but I guess you'll always let me down. Beyond the fact that mixing with reverb in this way will save you a ton of time while mixing, It's also less CPU intensive. You don't need to apply a separate instance of the plugin to each track in your project. The LX-480 allows you to take this one step further by using both engines in stereo split mode, which is the last option in the configuration page. This will allow you to get the sound of the short reverb and the long reverb using only one instance. In this case, I'm using a room in engine 1 and the random hall HD algorithm in engine 2. I can balance the two reverbs using the reverb level control on the density page.
I've been thinking, I've been in my head, I've been hurting over what you said. Thought the lies were done and over now, but I guess you'll always let me down.
I'm going to leverage the LX-480's unique dual engine capabilities to create a gated reverb effect. The goal is to create a massive reverberant sound and then control it using a gate. This effect is typically applied to drums and helps you achieve an epic feeling without drowning your mix in reverb. I'll set up the LX-480 to get the left and right channel flowing through both engines in parallel. What I'm aiming for is an overly washed out sound. I'll tweak a few settings to taste until I get the flavor I want. And then I'll apply a stock gate after the LX-480 to reduce the level of my reverb tail the moment it drops below the threshold level I've set.
Cause if I show them how to drip it, then they try and copy us. If I don't got it, then you tell me who you thought it was.
There you have it, a gated reverb effect. Printing reverb tails to audio provides some fun creative opportunities. As you can hear, I have a vocal with a long reverb tail applied to it. In Ableton, I can isolate the tail and start working with it as an audio clip by creating a new track, setting its input type to the track containing my reverb, and the input channel to post effects. This will grab the signal prior to it running through the mixer, where it's affected by panning and level changes. I'll record on the track and then hit the global record button.
I've been thinking, I've been in my head.
With my reverb printed to audio, I can trim it, reverse it, and then use it as a riser to lead into the start of my vocals.
I've been thinking, I've been in my head.
I love this effect because the lead-in has the same tonality as my vocals, which provides a smooth transition. Again, we can take this one step further with the LX-480's dual engines. I've set up engine 1 to be a ping-pong delay that feels like it's spreading out as the signal dissipates. In reverse, this will start out feeling very wide and then get more focused as it leads into the first word of the vocal track. Then I'll run the delay through a random hall algorithm using the cascade mode. This will smooth out the delays and give me the riser sound I'm looking for.
I've been thinking, I've been in my head, I've been hurting over what you said.
I should also note that this plugin is now M1 and VST3 compatible. The LX-480 sells for $349, but there's currently a promotion that allows you to get it for half off. There's a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you've got nothing to lose. I definitely recommend trying out this plugin if you're in the market for a Lexicon 480L emulation with some additional features. You can learn more about the LX-480 through the link below. I want to thank SonicScoop for having me on the channel and Relab Development for sponsoring this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.